Victor Wembanyama is an NBA superhero who's just starting to grasp the full extent of his extraterrestrial powers, and we're here to witness every moment of it. Think about it. How often do we get to watch the development of a generational talent, a potential GOAT, unfold right before our eyes? It's rare and it's special. Even if you strip away all the hype, the career projections, and the historical context, Wemby is simply a joy to watch. He's a one-of-a-kind gift to basketball fans everywhere. In this video, we'll break down every aspect of his game, from the league-leading rim protection to his jaw-dropping ball handling, perimeter shooting, and even his underrated passing. He is already a cornerstone of the Spurs, but can he become one of the best to ever do it?
Avdia driving, and Wembanyama rejects him. That's 10, a double-double.
Now, in case you've been living under a rock this past year, here's a quick refresher. Victor Wembanyama is arguably the most anticipated draft prospect in recent history, at least since LeBron James in 2003. And why all the buzz? Well, Wemby is the definition of a unicorn. He's a 7'4" phenom with an almost 10-foot standing reach, and he can do just about anything on a basketball court. Selected first overall in the 2023 NBA Draft.
With the first pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Victor Wembanyama.
Victor didn't just live up to the immense hype. He showed us that his potential is practically limitless. Within months of his rookie season, we saw him transform from a lanky, wide-eyed power forward to the NBA's most feared rim protector. And then, things got downright terrifying. He didn't just win Rookie of the Year by unanimous vote, he also led the league in blocks and became the face of French Olympic basketball. Heading into his second season, expectations were even higher. People started whispering about all NBA team votes and even a potential play-in tournament berth for his team. Now, we can't predict how the season will end, but here's what we do know so far. Wemby has taken his game to another level. He's increased his scoring by a solid 4 points per game while upping both his shot volume and efficiency. Oh, and surprise, he's leading the league in blocks again, averaging a jaw-dropping 4 rejections per game. And this is where our breakdown begins. Here's a nugget for you courtesy of Lead SM. This season, Victor is leading the league in opponents' field goal percentage allowed at the rim, and not just by a little. He's the only player holding opponents below 50%. And trust me, this isn't just some cherry-picked stat that doesn't pass the eye test.
Sabonis attacking Wemby early. Wemby rejects Sabonis.
Take Wemby's game on December 21st against the Trailblazers, where he recorded his second career game with 10 blocked shots. His rejection repertoire is unmatched. Switching over on a drive by a solid finisher, check. Stopping a towering 7 feet 2 inches center at the rim? No problem. Guarding on the perimeter? Absolutely. A hook by a 7-foot center used to be one of the most unblockable moves in basketball. Oh well. Wemby's defensive impact goes beyond just blocking shots. He instills fear in offensive players the moment he steps on the court. As ESPN's Tim Bontemps said,
it's not even about the blocks, honestly. It's watching the way guys react when he's on the court. You see guys catch the ball in the paint and they don't look at the basket.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Just because he's like in the zip code. Might be 5 steps away from him. But they're not, guys are just not attempting shots because they're afraid he's going to come over and block it out of the gym.
Nobody who's seen even a few minutes of NBA basketball would argue against Victor Wembanyama's offensive potential. At 7 feet 4 inches, he moves in ways that simply shouldn't be possible. He makes driving to the rim look astonishing and effortless at the same time. He's so smooth and comfortable with the ball, never rushing. And check out the homage to fellow Spurs legend George the Iceman Gervin with a finger roll. He's also a constant threat to grab a defensive rebound and immediately turn it into offense in transition. Just look at this series of moves.
On Monday night, puts it on the deck. Passar banks it in.
Don't get it twisted. Wemby can handle the traditional big man duties too. He's a monster on the boards, creating second chance points. And he's great at setting screens for his guards and rolling hard to the basket. And occasionally he'll embarrass an entire defense with a play like this. He's even developing his post game. Right now, he relies on precise footwork, creativity, and his ridiculous wingspan to finish around defenders. For now, defenses still cling to the hope of cutting off his drives and exploiting Wemby's lack of physicality. But when that happens, he counters with his soft touch and deadly in-between game. And here's the scary part. Wemby is still growing into his body. Just imagine what happens when he adds more strength and physicality to his game. The rest of the league better be ready. In today's NBA, everyone shoots threes, but it still feels surreal when someone who can practically dunk without jumping pulls up from 28 feet. When Victor Wembanyama struggled with his shot early this season, launching threes at a staggering volume but connecting at a low clip, there were murmurs of doubt. Yet, everything about Wembanyama defies convention. The usual basketball norms just don't apply to a player like him. There's logic behind Wemby's willingness to fire away from deep. At 20 years old, he doesn't yet have the strength to consistently overpower defenders in the paint, and opposing teams are keen on forcing him to operate from the perimeter. Developing his three-point shot now, rather than forcing contested looks inside, isn't just smart for his current game. It's essential for his long-term dominance.
Yeah, that's shocking.
Wemby pull up three. You bet. Welcome back.
And it's paying off. Since December 8th, after returning from a 2-game absence, Wemby has been drilling 40% of his 10 three-point attempts per game. That's not just solid. It's a better percentage on comparable volume than both Jason Tatum and Anthony Edwards over the same stretch.
Wembanyama. That one falls.
Victor himself summed it up perfectly. I'm just taking better threes. Yeah, of course it's feeling better. I'm 20. I'm hoping for some years it's going to keep feeling better and better. There is no reason for it to feel worse. This last skill we're highlighting today might just be Wemby's most underappreciated talent, his passing. He's already surprisingly adept at reading defenses and delivering passes that would leave many of the league's point guards envious. The guy is obviously smart, and it's not just because he occasionally challenges random people to chess matches. Victor knows he's a magnet for defensive attention, but he also possesses an almost innate awareness of where and when to make the right pass. Examples? Here's a few.
Wembanyama's got Capella on him on the wing. Oh, my.
Now, sure, this is something every good offensive center should be able to do, but we're talking about a unicorn here. How many 7 feet 4-inch players do you know who can run a pick and roll as the ball handler or manipulate a switch defense, capitalizing on Anthony Davis hesitating for just a split second? And let's not forget how he punishes defensive rotations by threading the needle to find weak side cutters. Victor Wembanyama is proving to be the kind of player franchises dream of building around. After a rocky start, he's adjusted quickly and is now thriving as both the offensive and defensive anchor of the Spurs. His progress this season has been remarkable, and with each game, he looks more like the generational talent scouts predicted he would become. It's rare to see a player with Wemby's combination of physical gifts, skill, and potential. Could we be looking at the next all-time great? Or perhaps even the best to ever play the game? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you stay in the loop with all our future content. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next video.